We are Project 3 and welcome to our podcast. Join us as we dive into the complexities of environmental sustainability and explore the role we can all play in creating a more equitable and sustainable world. Starting with your host, Kiara.
For this episode, we'll talk about the environmental news update, Philippines in January 2023. In January 2023, there were significant developments and events that highlight the country's ongoing challenges and efforts in protecting its natural resources, preserving its biodiversity, and addressing environmental issues. From policy changes to conservation efforts, let's take a closer look at the environmental news in the Philippines for January 2023. Number 1. New policies to tackle plastic pollution. Plastic pollution continues to be a major environmental concern in the Philippines. And in January 2023, the government announced new policies to address this issue. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, issued a directive to ban single-use plastics in all government offices and facilities nationwide. This move is part of the government's efforts to reduce plastic waste and promote sustainable alternatives, such as reusable or biodegradable materials. The DENR also announced stricter regulations on plastic waste imports, with a focus on implementing the Basel Convention, an international treaty that aims to control the movement of hazardous waste, including plastic waste, between countries. The new regulations aim to prevent the dumping of plastic waste from other countries in the Philippines, which has been a persistent problem in the recent years. Number 2. Conservation efforts for endangered species. Conservation efforts for endangered species in the Philippines also made headlines in January 2023. One notable event was the successful rescue and release of a critically endangered Philippine eagle. The Philippine eagle, also known as the monkey-eating eagle, is one of the rarest and most endangered eagles in the world, with less than 800 individuals estimated to be left in the wild. The rescued eagle was found injured and was nursed back to health before being released back into its natural habitat, highlighting the importance of conservation efforts to protect this iconic species. In addition to the Philippine eagle, efforts were also made to protect other endangered species in the country. The DENR announced the establishment of new protected areas for marine turtles, including critical nesting sites in key coastal areas. These efforts aim to conserve marine turtle populations and their habitats, which are threatened by habitat destruction, pollution, and illegal trade. Number 3. Renewable energy projects. Renewable energy continues to gain traction in the Philippines, and in January 2023, there were notable developments in this sector. The government announced the approval of several renewable energy projects, including solar and wind power projects, as part of its commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition to a low-carbon economy. One of the highlights was the approval of a large-scale solar power project in central Luzon, which is expected to generate clean energy and contribute to the country's renewable energy targets. The project aims to harness the abundant sunlight in the region to generate electricity, which will help reduce the country's dependence on fossil fuels and promote sustainable energy resources. Number 4. Mangrove conservation efforts. Mangroves are critical ecosystems that provide numerous benefits, such as protecting coastlines from erosion, sequestering carbon, and providing habitat for various marine species. In January 2023, there were efforts to conserve mangroves in the Philippines. Local communities, non-governmental organizations or NGOs, and government agencies came together to conduct mangrove planting activities in key coastal areas. These activities aim to restore and protect mangrove forests that have been degraded due to human activities, such as logging and conversion to aquaculture ponds. The efforts highlight the importance of community involvement and collaboration among different stakeholders in protecting and conserving these vital ecosystems. In conclusion, January 2023 saw significant developments in the field of environmental news in the Philippines. From policy changes to conservation efforts, there were positive strides toward addressing plastic pollution, protecting endangered species, promoting renewable energy, and conserving mangroves. That's all for this episode. Catch us in the next one as we talk about an environmental news update, Northern Mindanao 2023. Thank you for joining us, brought to you by Project 3.